I'm gonna attempt to be brief because it don't take long to come off strong, you hear me? And most times, the longer the duration of the video, the more liable you able to lose the attention of the people, you know? But some things on my mind. Salute to the survivors. Salute to the survivors. And salute to the survivors. And I say that because I'm a survivor. Not only am I a survivor, I'm a thriver. And I say that because when it comes to people, places, and things, those was my biggest people, places, and things, probably just like you, was my biggest opposition. But don't think that I'm here because I ain't have my tests. Don't think I ain't have my obstacles, my opposition, you know. Many things was out to destroy me. You hear me? Many people was out to destroy me. You heard? And I don't know if that was by design or because people, places, or things thought they could. You hear me? But in the end, it was intended for me to destroy myself. Now, some of y'all may catch that and some of y'all may not. You hear me? If you come from a perfect household, drop a 1 in the comment section. You hear me? If you come from a perfect household, drop a 1 in the comment section. And if you think you came from a perfect household, drop a 2 in the comment section. That's the test. You hear me? I say that because many things I grew up seeing, I had to break within myself. And I don't have to tell y'all how much of what I saw, I also repeated to even be saying what I'm saying at this moment. You hear me? But growing up, it didn't take me long to realize that I came from a family in which reputation meant everything. I don't know when I began to comprehend it, but I knew it wasn't real. You hear me? I knew it wasn't real by what I saw, by what I witnessed, by what I felt, by what I experienced. Personally and otherwise, to the point that I went through more hell not trying to go through that same hell. You hear me? But in a lot of ways I did. I tell the truth as I know it because I can't tolerate a lie. But I have lied. I have lied. But the reason that I started out the way that I did, because no house is perfect. No house is perfect. Whether you came from a single family, a single parent household, or both parents in the house. No household is perfect, you know. Now, because we ain't seen some things, don't mean that some things wasn't going on. You hear me? But no household is perfect, though there are some that claim to be. But life has proven to me behind what would appear to be the most beautiful settings, there lies the most deepest, darkest, and ugly secrets. You hear me? And the time is past due for us to do better. You know? So we can consider this a final notice. You hear me? We can consider this a final notice, you know. Everybody has secrets or made mistakes in their life. Whether we know of those mistakes, whether we know of those secrets or not, you know. And we may not like to hear it. And many people won't, and many people don't. But ego, jealousy, and competition been the three culprits of the breakdown, of the family structure since we've been on the planet. It's just my observation. Now, everything I say to you may not be concrete, but it's concrete for me. You hear me? Because it's what I had to learn through to be able to have something to even share. You hear me? But ego, jealousy, and competition has been the breakdown of the family structure since I've been on the planet. But my question is, why? What has it accomplished but the breakdown of the family structure? And due to that, many of us have wrote ourselves out of our own history, family history and otherwise. And that's okay too, you hear me? Because to an alchemist, ain't nothing off limits. Matter of fact, to an alchemist, everything is fair game. Because to an alchemist, we have to use it all, you hear me, in order to change one structure to another, you hear me, to elevate one structure to another. And since I'm an alchemist, I talk about all the things that have made me stronger. Now, if y'all caught what I said earlier, it was many things meant to destroy me, people, places, and things, you hear me? But being an alchemist, and if you're an alchemist, that's what we do. We use it all, you know, to become better, you know, to become improved, to become more pure, you hear me? And whether or not that be assistance to you or not, it's totally up to you, you hear me? But I know I be saying some things and it has a purpose, as well as it being on purpose, you hear me? Beyond me physically being here. But I done so much work, I done so much self-work over the years. I done so much field work over the years. I done so much community work over the years. You hear me? And those that know me know. But the reason that I share it is because I was sitting, you know, in the company of myself. And myself told me, your name hold weight like Jesus, you hear me, to a demon. And many of those demons was family and friends, you hear me? I share that to ask you, what does your self-worth say about you? What does your self-worth say about you? Spirituality is not about affection. It's about wholeness. And wholeness is about learning to navigate and integrate all the human experiences that we have experienced in our present experience to connect to our higher self and our higher purpose. You hear me? Whatever that may be to you, whatever that may mean to you. In short, your life is your responsibility, your feelings is your responsibility, and how you treat it is your responsibility. Now the question is, how you gonna be accountable for it all? How will you be accountable for it all? Because we ain't got nobody to blame. Once you grown, you ain't got nobody to blame. And all of us, and I'm just using that term grown loosely, but all of us became grown at different ages according to those experiences that we have had to make us decide or make us determine, you know, when we was gonna think, when we was gonna, how we was gonna think for ourselves, how we were gonna speak for ourselves, and how we gonna choose to live for ourselves. And that will display itself different for each and every individual on the planet. You hear me? Yet, I take privilege in thinking different. You know, I take privilege in thinking different because when you think different, you know, you're able to do something different. And when you think better, you're able to do something better. And if we know better, we're supposed to do better. You hear me? So as I leave us with that thought, we're gonna tap into a little quick card. You hear me? Because like I say, I ain't come to stay long. You hear me? But I came to leave a strong impact in what I was led to share today. And don't forget, if you came from a perfect household, drop your 1 in the comment section. And if you think you came from a perfect household, drop your 2 in the comment section. You hear me? And for anybody that drop a 1 or a 2 in the comment section, I'd love to have a one-on-one with y'all. You hear me? Because when we go, if I don't gotta know what you came from, but in the one-on-one, I bet you I'll be able to determine how perfect the household that anybody think they came from wasn't. So if you listening, I hope you seek guidance in this. I can't make this up if I wanted to. You hear me? Seek guidance in this. It is time for a different perspective. Now y'all just heard me say I think different. That's why I do different. I think better. That's why I do better. And if you know better, you should be doing better. You hear me? And that may not, that don't necessarily have to mean in your external world, at least not at the moment, because it comes from within before it appears without. Seek guidance in this. That's 31. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 is the family structure. 4 is foundation. 4 is stability. See, I can't make this up if I wanted to. You heard? Many times in life, we come to a place where we need to make a decision. And in these moments, we might experience confusion or a lack of clarity. Calling on the insight of a trusted friend can be extremely beneficial, as gaining another's perspective can help bring about new revelations we might not have seen ourselves. If you have pulled this card, and which I have, it might be time to seek guidance on the many options before you. And what's so crazy about that is because it's easy to get caught up in thinking that we have more options than we really have. And we'll make the people that really hold value in our life the option when it's nothing optional about them. That was your go-to. You hear me? But usually those are the ones who are less valued for those that don't hold no value. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. Self-care exercise. Call on a friend, mentor, or family member for their advice, if you can. It can be helpful to see the world through the eyes of another, as we each carry the wisdom of our own perspective. As I said earlier, what I say and share with you may not be concrete for you, but where I'm sharing it from, in me, it was made concrete. Gaining another viewpoint can help us view ourselves and the world around us in a new light, and can help us to see that which we might be blind to. You hear me? Responsive journaling prompt. How does your inner child feel when you ask someone for help? That may be a tough one for a lot of people. It was tough for me, you know, to ask people for help. You know, yeah. I just leave that out like that. How does your adult self feel? If there is any hesitation, know that you and your needs are not a burden. And that's a lot of times we won't seek out help from those that we should be able to seek out help from if we ain't closed ourselves off from it. If there's any hesitation, know that you and your needs are not a burden. Seek guidance in this, wherever you are, wherever you at. You hear me? We can want all the change we want, because it ain't nothing wrong with wanting. But we can't forget that we get to pick and choose. You hear me? May this message, may this video, may this insight be insight for those who need it. You hear me? Feel good for no reason at all. Stillness, good things, love and light, health and wholeness. To the tribe, new subscribers, peekaboos and passerbys. You hear me? The time is past due for us to do better. So consider this a final notice. You hear me? We ain't got forever to do better. But we do got right now. You hear me? For those who in there right now. Thanks for the likes, shares, comments, so forth and so on. You hear me? As y'all move on in love, move in peace. You hear me? And move in the highest version of your current self. You hear me? If you are within the place in you that I am in me, then it's only one of us. Salute to the family. I love y'all. My name is Sawu.